What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we are going to be checking out the new Too Faced It Just Comes Naturally collection. Is this not like the most beautiful box you have ever seen? When I got this in the mail, I was like, oh my god, so stunning. This collection is all about natural beauty and natural colors, which pretty much means like neutral nudes, which you guys know are my absolute favorites. We have lipsticks, we have a face palette, 2 eye palettes, and newly packaged bronzers. So I am super excited to test everything out for you guys today. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already. It'll be the first link right down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So in this collection, there are 2 different eyeshadow palettes. We have the natural matte eyeshadow palette as well as the natural eyes eyeshadow palette. So if you guys have been a fan of Too Faced like myself for a while, you will know they already do have the natural eyes palette. This is basically just revamped packaging. I absolutely adore the packaging, but it's the same as the original palette aside from they added this shade right here in Strip Poker, which kind of looks to be like a neutral transition color, and this is a new shade. The rest are the same as the original. In this collection, there are also bronzers, which is kind of the same sort of thing. They're like a modern kind of revamp of bronzers they already have. But with the other palette, the natural matte, aside from this shade right here in Lace Teddy, they're all new shades. So I'm gonna primarily be using this palette today just so we can test out the new shades. But I'm probably gonna jump into this palette for an all over lid color since this one has shimmers and this one is all mattes. But I'm gonna try to do most of my look with just the matte so we can test out the new shades. So these are the palettes next to each other so you guys can see the differences. They are 2 totally completely different palettes. And obviously this one is all mattes while this one has a lot of shimmer in it. And I think the packaging on both of them is really, really nice. It feels really sturdy. It looks really beautiful, so I do like that a lot. So we're gonna start our eye look with the natural matte palette. And I'm first gonna go in with Au Natural. And I'm gonna work this into my crease as a neutral transition shade. You guys already know that this is how we start every eye tutorial. So just blending that back and forth. The shadow is definitely pigmented and it is blending out nicely. I did notice I do get a decent amount of like kickback when I put my brush in the shade. I found that a lot recently actually with like a lot of the new palettes that I've been trying out. I don't know if it's because maybe I dig my brush in there a little too hard, but yeah, just so you guys know, I am getting some powder kickback on here, but I'm not seeing actually a little bit of fallout over here. So I'm getting a little bit of fallout with the shade, but you know, we can wipe it away, but just so you guys do know that. Up next, I'm gonna jump in with Less is More. And I'm gonna work that into the crease to continue kind of smoking it up. I'm gonna kind of do like a natural kind of smoky eye today. That's what I'm feeling. The shades seem to be layering completely fine. Sometimes when you layer like different eyeshadows, they can kind of pull at the one underneath and then it looks kind of wonky, but I'm not getting that with these, which is good. Also, I'm filming this video on Easter. You guys will probably see it later on in the week, but happy Easter if you guys celebrate. I am going to my mom's in a little bit, but I wanted to get this filmed first. Then I'm gonna go in with Hookup. I'm actually gonna pack this shade like on the outer part of my lid. Oh my god, this is very, very pigmented. I'm gonna pack it like on the outer 1/3, I would say. This is such a pretty like rich chocolate brown color, oh my gosh. And I am getting some fallout with this color as well, just so you guys can note that. It is super pigmented, but there is some fallout. Obviously, like my foundation and stuff is already done, so we're just gonna wipe it away when I'm all done. And then to make everything blend, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that on a blender brush and kind of just bring it up into the crease and blend everything out nicely. Now for my all over lid color, I'm gonna jump into the Natural Eyes palette and I'm gonna go in with the shade Honey Pot. This looks super pretty. And I'm gonna pack that on the lid. Ooh, I like the shimmeriness of this. This reminds me of, there's an eyeshadow from Urban Decay that I love. It's called, I think it's called Half Baked, and I love that shadow, and this reminds me a lot of that. It's like a very pretty champagne gold. I love it. I'm gonna bring that into my inner corner as well. So, so pretty. Yes, honey, coming through with that shimmer. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go back in with Hookup now, which is the matte that I use in the outer corner. I'm actually gonna bring that on my lower lash line as well, just to smoke that out and connect everything together. Then to highlight, I'm gonna go in with the shade Heaven. I'm just gonna pop this right beneath my brow bone, just to highlight that area. I'm gonna go pop on some lashes and mascara and we will do final thoughts on the palettes. All right, so I put on some little half lashes and our eyes are done. So I want to go through both of the palettes and kind of give you guys my thoughts. So first is the Natural Eyes palette. So this is the one that pretty much already existed aside from this one shade right here. So basically with this one, the only thing that changed is the packaging. The packaging is beautiful. Obviously you guys can tell that it is very nice. It's sturdy, it looks beautiful. I would say that if you already own the palette, unless you really want the newly updated packaging, I don't know that I would run out and buy it if you already have it. If you don't have it, this is definitely a great staple to have in your collection. The colors are beautiful and it worked really nicely. And the new packaging is beautiful, as I said. And then with the Natural Matte palette, which is the new one, again, beautiful packaging. It's basically the same, except this one is a little bit more matte. The other one's a little more shiny. With these shades, I thought that they worked beautifully. They're very easy to blend out and very pigmented, which mattes cannot always be like that. The only thing that I will say is that you are gonna get fallout with this palette, so I would probably suggest doing your eyes first and then doing your foundation. Obviously, I did my foundation before I did my eyes today, and I just brushed the fallout away, and I mean, it's gone now and you can't even see it underneath my eyes, but it just is something to note. I think when I do use this palette in the future, I will do my foundation after I do my eyes, just to make it easier with the fallout, because you are gonna get it with this palette. Now we're gonna move on to the face, and this is the Natural Face palette. So it's basically a little bit bigger than like the eyeshadow palettes are, but very similar packaging and feel. And when we open it up, it looks like this. So we basically have 2 highlights, 2 blushes, and 2 bronzers. But there are also other bronzers in this collection, but I think I'm gonna use the ones in the palette because the other bronzers already exist from Too Faced. They're just newly packaged, so I'll just show you guys the packaging. So I am gonna go in first with this one. This is Tropic Like It's Hot. And I'm gonna use this as like an all over bronzer. This does have shimmer in it, so I'm not gonna be using it to contour. So I'm just going to bronze up. Ooh, this is a little dark. I used a little too much of that. Oh my gosh, okay. So if you have a darker complexion than me, this is gonna work for you. I just have to go in with a much lighter hand. I put way too much on my brush, so I'm just gonna blend that out. It is a pretty shade though, but just know that if you are my complexion, you only need a little bit. You don't need to be digging your brush in there like I did. You guys know I like bronzer, but not that much. But I know Too Faced is actually working with Jackie Aina to create like more foundations for people with deeper skin tones and complexions in their Born This Way foundation, which I'm like obsessed with. So not more foundations, but more shades in their Born This Way line, I believe it is, which is my favorite foundation of all time. You guys know that if you watch my channel. So I think that's great that they're like super inclusive as far as, you know, shade range and stuff goes. Okay, so when I actually blended that out, it actually looks really nice. I like that a lot. You just definitely have to go in with less than I did, but beautiful color. It gives like a nice warm kind of bronzy glow to the cheeks, which I personally like. Then we have Sunny Honey, which is a matte bronzer, so I'm gonna use this one to contour. I like how they gave us the options with both. I'm gonna contour out my cheekbones. I don't even really need to contour because of that other bronzer and how much I used. And then I'm gonna go in with the dash of Pink Wink on my cheeks, just a little teeny bit, since I already have so much bronzer on them. Oh, that's a pretty pink, I like that. I'll do a little swatch of the other bronzer so you guys can see what it looks like. It's like a pretty mauve, and then I'll swatch this one too since I only use a very little, but that's like a more bright pink. Love that for summer. And then we have 2 different highlights. I'm gonna use both. I'll just use one on one side, one on the other. So I'm first gonna go in with Starlight. We will pop this on. Ooh, oh wow. It actually has a very much like a pink shift to it. I really hope that my camera's picking up on that. That is very, very pretty because it doesn't really look pink at all in the pan. It looks like tan, but it has like a pink kind of duochromeness to it. So that is very pretty and different. I didn't expect that, but it looks really pretty. And then I'll go in with Satin Sheets on this side. Ooh, yes. Oh my God, okay. Obsessed. Satin Sheets is my jam. This is my favorite kind of highlight. Oh my God, wait. This is gonna sound so weird, but some of that, like I put a lot on my brush and some of it was like in the air and some of it just got in my mouth and it actually tasted really good. That is so weird. I don't know, you're probably not supposed to eat that, but it tasted delicious actually, literally like candy. That is, thank you Too Faced. Oh my God, wow, okay, but this highlight though, obsessed. I love like golden highlights like this that are like super blinding, and that, I'm here for it. I'm gonna put a little bit of Satin Sheets on the other side just so I don't look like crazy with 2 different highlights on. Oh wow, when you actually layer them together, that's really pretty too if you do like a little mixture of both. So pretty. Then I'm just gonna bring it down my nose. Again, just a mixture of the 2. And above my Cupid's bow. Okay, obsessed with this face palette. I think this face palette is awesome. It kind of reminds me of the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, like the way, now I'm like remembering, like the way this palette is, like the packaging is very, very similar to that. It's very luxurious. It's like feels, you know, heavy and sturdy, which I personally really like in my palettes. Like I don't feel like this is gonna break if I drop it on the floor. So yeah, I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite thing that I've tried so far. I really like the face palette. Now for the bronzers, this is what the new packaging looks like. So they basically took their kind of iconic, most popular bronzers and they just updated the packaging. So we have Sun Bunny right here, which is one of my personal faves from Too Faced. I'm gonna show you guys, like this is the original packaging. This one is Beach Bunny, but this is what the original packaging kind of looked like on the outside. So it's basically just like a more luxurious packaging. I would say this definitely feels nicer and it looks, you know, prettier and more luxurious. And then when you open it up, it definitely looks nicer as well. Kind of with the mirrored packaging, this is the old packaging, this is the new. So definitely an upgrading packaging. I don't believe that there is a difference in price with the packaging upgrade. They didn't send me info on prices. Like they sent a little pamphlet with like PR boxes, but there doesn't say any prices on here. But I will put in the description box if I can find anything online if there is a price upgrade, but the packaging has definitely been upgraded. So with the new packaging, like I said, you can get Sun Bunny and then you can get all of their chocolate bronzers. So this is the milk chocolate souffle, the dark chocolate souffle, and then just the regular classic chocolate souffle, which I believe is the one that I use, which is a matte bronzer. This is a really nice bronzer for contouring. So definitely like the new packaging on these. I think that it's really, really luxurious and nice. Then we have 10 new nude lippies, literally so many. This is like a nude lipstick lover's heaven from like light to dark, so many different nude shades. So this is what the packaging looks like. These are supposed to be infused with coconut butter, so they're like a creamy satin finish. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert in swatches right here of all of them from lightest to dark so you guys can see what they look like. And then the one that I'm gonna pop in with today to complete my look is in the shade Birthday Suit, which that suits me because my birthday is this week. So let's go in with this. Oh, I like this shade. It feels very creamy, which I like, but it almost looks matte. Let me get a mirror so I can look up close because my mirror is like 100 yards away from me. Oh, okay, actually no. Far away in the mirror it almost looked matte, but it's like a satin finish, which is exactly what it said. And it does feel really nice on the lips. Like it definitely does feel creamy and hydrating, which my lips need. They're so dry right now. I like this nude. This one is kind of like in between. Like it wasn't like the lightest or obviously not the darkest either. Kind of like an in-between color. This is really pretty. So yeah, that is everything, you guys. Let me know down below what you think about this collection. Are you gonna be picking anything up or are you gonna skip on it? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.